Hello, students and teachers. I am Zhang Yiwen from the School of Biomedical Engineering, Southern Medical University. Our team is very lucky to win NIR ISL 2021 competition and is honored to share our method in this conference. In this presentation, I will elaborate on the following aspects. Firstly, I will briefly introduce the target of the challenge. The challenge consists of two tasks, errors segmentation and localization. In the segmentation task, our model needs to segment the visible iris mask in the image. In the localization task, the actual inner and outer contours of iris need to be delineated, even if part of iris is blocked by eyelight in the image. We noted that the variation of localization task is size coefficient and the Hausdorff distance between inner and outer contours. So in our scheme, iris localization is still regarded as a segmentation task to segment the mask inside the boundaries. In this challenge, 3 iris datasets are used for evaluating different iris segmentation and localization approaches. We are required to provide a segmentation and a localization model for each dataset. We have tried a multitask model for 2 tasks, but the performance has not improved. Therefore, we use 2 independent models to perform 2 tasks respectively. And the core idea of our method is transfer learning. Transfer learning turns to transfer a model trained on a large dataset to a smaller dataset. They are called source domain and target domain respectively. Gradually, the more similar the source domain and the target domain are, the better the effect of transfer learning is. Firstly, we use all the data to train an iris pre-trained model for segmentation and localization based on ImageNet pre-trained model. Then, iris pre-trained model is fine-tuned on 3 datasets respectively with a small learning rate, and the final model is obtained. The final model only serves a specific dataset. We chose the UNet as our framework. ResNet34 is selected as the backbone of the network. After an image is input to ResNet34, the feature map with 512 channels are obtained, and the spatial resolution is 1/32 of the original one. The feature maps are converted back to the original image size by the decoder. The UNet network are built by this library, Segmentation Models PyTorch. The only difference between segmentation and the localization network is the last head layer. The segmentation head contains a convolution layer for outputting iris mask, and the localization head contained two parallel convolution layers for outputting iris inner boundary mask and outer boundary mask, respectively. This is the inference pipelines of segmentation and localization. And we both use the TTA and the model ensembling tricks. For localization, we use ellipse fitting and counter abstraction post processing additionally. Our implementation details are shown in the table. We set different input size, batch size, and epochs for different datasets. The fine-tuning process uses a small learning rate. We use a lot of data augmentation and BCE and dice loss as loss function. We only use flipping and gamma transformation in TTA. The implementation details of segmentation and localization are same, and the only difference is the network structure. 5-fold coarse validation was used in our experiment. We trained a baseline model and a transfer learning model for each fold of each dataset. The baseline model is trained based on ImageNet pre-trained model instead of iris data pre-trained model. The only criterion for choosing a baseline model or a transfer learning model for specific fold is its performance on the validating set. For example, on Africa dataset for segmentation, baseline model performed better on fold 2, fold 4, and the transfer learning models perform better on fold 1, fold 3, and 5. Therefore, the models used for final ensembling are the baseline model of fold 2 and fold 4, and the transfer learning model of fold 1, 3, and 5. For localization, we found that all transfer learning models are superior. So we chose transfer learning model of all folds for final ensembling. This is the result of our choice of baseline model or transfer learning model on 3 datasets and 2 tests. It can be found that transfer learning model is superior to the baseline model in most cases. The 4 implementation and the trained models are available at link below. That's all. Thank you.